Today at Audio City USA, Gio and I are going to go through the weirdest traffic laws in every state. Now, before we get started, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel because we're bringing out content every single week. Without further ado, we're going to get into this because we're going into every single state that has a bizarre driving law. Now, we haven't read these yet, so we don't know what's coming, but I'm going to let Gio start us off with Alabama.
It's not legal to drive while blindfolded.
You know what? I think there's going to be a theme that we see here where it's just common sense. But you have to think, who's trying this stuff?
That's the thing. Like, I think they just got a Florida man to fly out to every state and just like do the dumbest stuff.
They did.
And write some laws about it.
And they went, you know what? All right, that doesn't work. Let's write something up. Like, Alaska's next on our list, and it's illegal to tie a dog down to the roof of your car. How is that not obvious?
That one's sad. Like, who tried that? Who tried that?
Well, you know that they wrote that because someone obviously would have done it at some point. That's scary. Arizona, my home state. It's against the law to drive a car in reverse on a public road.
So how do you back into a parking spot?
I'm not sure.
You better make sure no one's watching.
Can you get ticketed for that? Imagine getting written up for that.
Going to Arkansas, guys, you can't honk your car horn anywhere that serves cold drinks or sandwiches, but only after 9 p.m. You could do it until 8:59. If you're honking at a place that serves sandwiches and cold drinks, 9 p.m., you're going to jail.
You know what it is? I think that's just like locals and restaurant owners complaining.
No, definitely.
And because Arkansas, there's the population of like 7 and they're all related, they probably just wrote a law like...
Grandma put that law down for her grandson.
Enough of this.
Yeah.
California, it's against the law for women to drive in a house coat. I almost read that wrong. I almost read it as it's illegal for women to drive at all, but...
Wouldn't that be nice?
Canceled. Canceled. What does that mean? In a house coat?
In a house coat.
Like a bathrobe?
I was going to ask, like a bathrobe?
Colorado.
Illegal to drive a black car on a Sunday in Denver.
Surely that's not real. If you guys are from Colorado, let me know if that's real. Are you not allowed to drive a black car on a Sunday in Denver? Delaware, you should not change clothes in your vehicle. All right, I can kind of understand this with the public nudity side of things, but it must have been such a problem that they had to make a law on it. Like
what was happening?
Once or twice, surely they're not going to write someone up for that. You know what I mean? But it must have been like a continual thing. Like people of Delaware don't like changing in their homes.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Fact.
Honestly, you're late for work, you're in your bathrobe. You're lucky you're not in California, but if you change in your car and you're in Delaware,
you're in trouble.
Screwed.
All right, this one, you got to read this one
Florida.
out.
By law, you must feed the parking meter if you tie an elephant, goat, or alligator to it.
That has to be the most Florida thing I've ever heard.
The alligator, I understand. Florida.
You've seen in Florida, right? People have pet alligators.
For sure.
They take them for a walk and stuff.
Well, Floridans, they're
built different.
Honestly, this was definitely written after like a circus tried to park. Tied their elephant and their goat to the parking meter, and like, you gotta pay for that.
Literally.
You know, it's not free because it's not a car.
Bizarre.
No.
In Georgia, it's illegal to spit from a car or bus, but it's okay to spit from a truck.
Okay.
You know what I think that has something to do with? That has something to do with probably all the chewing tobacco. Truckers.
You're probably right. I was gonna say truckers are the type to spit.
Yeah.
It's all right.
All the chewing tobacco
They're
that
good.
Georgia truckers chew on needs to get spit, so they've made an exception. It's all right.
Hawaii, it's against the law for any vehicle in motion to use its hazard lights. So
that's terrible.
So if you're in a situation, you got to slam on your brakes, cause the person to rear end you, and then put on your hazard lights.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just a courtesy thing. I don't know about you guys, but when you let someone into your lane or someone lets you in, you flash the hazards to say, you know, thank you. Or, as Gio said, not to rear end you. So there's plenty of reasons why you'd want to use the hazards. Otherwise,
I mean, they become useless if you use them after you're stopped.
After you've crashed.
You gotta let them know before you crash.
Literally. In Idaho, anyone over age 88 is forbidden to ride a motorcycle in Idaho Falls. Oh, that's kind of like, I get it. Anyone over 88 riding a motorcycle is a liability as it is. I'm sorry. It's just true. But
only in Idaho Falls,
it's a very specific thing.
No, yeah, definitely.
It's just so weird.
It's illegal to drive a car in Illinois without a steering wheel.
You'd freaking hope so.
Like, who tried these? Who tried to drive without a steering wheel?
Illinois really just said, "Jesus, take the wheel." Like, I'm gonna just leave it up to him.
Right. Wherever I'm going is where I'm going.
If it's a ditch,
Oh, sorry, bro. I got to turn around to get to your house. No can do.
I only do straight lines. In Indiana, it's against the law to sell cars on a Sunday. Again, I think that's a religious thing.
This is, yeah.
Like, no, thou shalt not work on Sundays. Kind of like Chick-fil-A.
But it's only cars. You're good. Anything else, all the stores, you're good. Cars, not okay.
No.
Not okay.
Weird.
Iowa, in Mount Vernon, it's illegal to throw a red rider onto the highway.
Is that like those little red wagons? Like the little red carts? I assume so.
Wait, I think so. It's not the BB gun?
Either way, if you own a Red Rider, comment down below, because I don't know what it is. In Kansas, you can't transport dead poultry. In this state, you can't transport chickens, like, for eating. How does KFC exist?
How do they catch you? They just see a bunch of feathers flying out your back window.
Yeah.
Like, they go, that guy's up to no good.
Get him. Get him.
All right. In Kentucky, though, it's illegal for your pet to molest a vehicle in Fort Thomas.
What does it mean? Molest a vehicle? What?
You know what it means? You forgot to tie your goat to the pole, and it molested a vehicle.
I'm so confused. I have so many unanswered questions. How and what and who?
Someone needs to give us the backstory if you guys know.
In Louisiana, a woman's husband is required by law to wave a flag in front of her car before she can drive it? What? This is some like old school villager stuff.
That's so good. Gotta warn the neighbors. Hey, yo, Debbie's going.
Debbie's leaving.
Going. Get off the streets. Get off the streets.
There's no way that's still a thing.
No.
That's crazy.
In Maine, it's also legal to buy a car on Sunday.
So there's a couple places where you can't do business on Sundays. That makes sense. I see a lot of dealerships closed on Sundays at least. So
right.
Must be that. In Maryland, it's a crime to swear from a vehicle in Rockville.
No road rage.
But only from a vehicle in Rockville.
In Rockville. Yeah, that's it. You gotta be a nice guy when you're driving.
Weird.
Massachusetts, under any circumstances, guys, you cannot drive with a gorilla in your back seat.
Oh, it is. It is too. Again, who?
I tried last week. They got me.
Must have done.
Didn't
well, that
work
girl
out.
you picked up from the club was not, a gorilla. That must have been what it was. They must have mistaken someone's passenger and been like, "Sir, you can't bring this home with you."
My bad. Have a good night. We got Michigan, where it's illegal to sit in the middle of the street and read a newspaper.
I mean, not that anyone's doing that anymore.
Newspapers.
But I'd love, it'd be a fun video. Let us know. If this video gets 100 likes, we'll go out and we'll commit some of these ridiculous crimes.
Let's do it.
Because reading a newspaper in the middle of the street is a nuisance, but surely that's not a crime, honestly. In Minnesota, you're a public nuisance if you drive a truck that leaves mud, dirt, or sticky substances on the road. Do you know what? I reckon that's from a lot of like agriculture, mining, whatever goes on in Minnesota.
That's a good one for an Australian.
It's not bad.
How much dirt did they have on their road for that to become a serious problem?
Must have been quite a bit.
In Oxford, Mississippi, it's illegal to honk your horn because it might scare nearby horses.
That's thoughtful. But it also makes sense. If you have a scared horse and it starts charging across the street, that could be quite dangerous.
That's pretty dangerous.
It also could be quite delicious, but I've never tried horse. Has anyone eaten horse? In Missouri, you can't honk someone else's car horn. You can honk your own, but it's a crime to honk theirs.
The moment you reach your hand into their window, press their horn.
That's no fun.
All right, in Montana, unless you have a chaperone, it's illegal to have sheep in your truck.
Do you have to have a chaperone?
So how do you become a chaperone? A trained sheep truck?
In Montana, let us know if you're a sheep chaperone in Montana. Say sheep chaperone.
Sheep.
50 times fast. In Nebraska, by law, drivers on mountains should drive with caution near the right edge of the highway, even though there are no mountains in Nebraska.
They were just like playing a joke on the citizen at this point. Like,
that's nuts.
What even?
I mean, it makes sense if you like are going around a mountain pass, you don't want to fall off. It makes sense. But
if there were mountains.
If they would
make sense.
But Nebraska, I've driven through Nebraska. It's just fields and corn. There's nothing there.
In Nevada, it's illegal to ride a camel on the highway.
Well, good. I'm glad they cleared that up.
Okay.
Yeah, because, before it was a law. Whew. In New Hampshire, it's against the law to inhale bus fumes with the intent of inducing euphoria. How many people were huffing bus fumes?
Only buses, though. Car fumes, you're good.
But no, there's a whole law about
that's
this.
insane. That's so funny. New Jersey, frowning at a police officer is against the law.
Have you ever been to New Jersey?
I have not.
Everyone in New Jersey looks angry. Like they just
they
look,
better not be showing that to the police.
I know. That must have been what this was about. Everyone just looks like, what are you doing? Like they just look fed up. They're just like, what do you want? In New Mexico, it's illegal for cab drivers to reach out and pull potential customers into their taxis. Imagine that.
That's like a reverse GTA. Get in! Oh, that's a kidnapping.
It's a
kidnapping, pretty much. In New York, it's illegal to disrobe in your car in Sag Harbor.
So basically getting changed.
Right, okay.
We've seen this in a couple of the other states, and it's oddly specific. North Carolina, it's illegal to play in traffic. Well, that one, you kind of hope that no one would be playing in traffic. Common sense shouldn't be law. It's called common sense.
If you're letting your kids play in traffic, you deserve to go to jail.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
The laws should protect you from hurting other people, not from hurting yourself.
Right?
That's just natural selection.
Yeah. All right. In North Dakota, you're breaking the law when you put a penny in an automatic parking ticket machine.
Does that break
Parking
it?
tickets just don't take pennies, and what's the point?
Yeah.
City doesn't want a couple extra pennies.
Maybe it breaks the machine.
Maybe it breaks it.
That might make
It just
sense.
sees a penny, doesn't know what to do.
In Ohio, it's illegal to run out of gas in Youngstown. How is that a crime?
That's a crime.
How is running out of gas
You're
illegal?
going to jail. You should have filled up. In Oklahoma, it's illegal to read a comic book while driving.
Do you know what? I wish we had that everywhere. Specifically for the anime books. If you're reading anime while driving, you shouldn't be driving.
Get off the road.
Get off the road. So they need to update Oklahoma's law. I like where this is going, but I feel like we can take it one step further.
You're right.
In Oregon, by law, you must yield to pedestrians when driving on the sidewalk. What the fuck?
I'm assuming, hopefully, this doesn't have to do with cars. Maybe like you're parking your motorcycle on the sidewalk. I've seen people do that.
Maybe, but it doesn't say
Yield.
it's illegal to drive on the sidewalk.
No, right.
So you
That's why
can.
it's concerning.
That's weird.
That's why it's concerning. In Pennsylvania, when driving on a country road at night, you must stop every mile and set off flares or other warning signals, then allow 10 minutes for livestock to clear the road.
This has to be some Amish thing.
No.
It has to be.
1 mile, stop, set off a flare, wait 10 minutes. Drive another mile, set off a flare, wait 10 minutes.
That seems way too impractical. I reckon get a bull bar and just plow through whatever livestock's in your way. Like, no, I'm not waiting 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Rhode Island, it's illegal to ride a horse on a highway for the purpose of racing or testing the speed of the horse. What the fuck?
Horse versus Civic. Who will win?
That sounds like a Peter Griffin law. As everyone knows, Peter Griffin's from Rhode Island. This sounds like something he would have done.
Right? In South Carolina, it's illegal to store trash in your vehicle in Hilton Head.
That must be like a bougie area.
Probably.
But how
No
is it
bums.
illegal to store rubbish in your car? You know who has the most disgusting cars?
Who?
Attractive women. They have the dirtiest cars. They have like makeup stuff everywhere. This is what it looks like. You got your energy drinks, your coffee cups, your used napkins and makeup wipes, towels from God knows what. Comment down below. Do women have dirtier cars than men?
All right. In South Dakota, you only need to be 14 to get your license.
Fire.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's like the least of the strange laws.
Hopefully as some kind of test. I would hope that they would,
Oh, for sure.
make sure that those 14-year-olds can drive. But I know when I was 14, I would have loved
Right?
that.
That's in other parts of the world, guys. It's only the U.S. who's pushing everything back.
I wonder if you went to South Dakota at 14, got a license, then went to California, if you could change it. That'd be interesting.
Oh,
Life hack. Go figure it out.
life hack.
In Tennessee, it's illegal to shoot any game other than whales from a moving vehicle. What?
So, yeah, how did this happen?
Who's shooting whales from a vehicle in Tennessee? Is Tennessee...
It's not even on the ocean.
Is Tennessee on the ocean?
If you can shoot a whale from a moving vehicle.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So in Texas, you must have windshield wipers to register a car, but having a windshield is optional.
That's ridiculous. Maybe this is for... No, I can't even justify this. I was going to say for some of those, like Ariel Adams don't have windshields, but in order to register, it would need wipers
Right.
for your
What are you
non-existent
wiping?
windshield.
Yeah. Your eyes?
Maybe get those goggles that go like this.
Yeah.
The wipers. Silly law. In Utah, by law, birds have the right of way on all highways.
That's just ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Like, what actually happened for them to come up with this law?
No.
Okay.
Stupid.
In Vermont, it's illegal for cars to backfire in Rutland.
That has everything to do
Okay.
with BMW owners with their crackle tunes.
With the popcorn.
With their popcorn crackle
Yeah.
tunes. Vermont had enough of it.
I could see. This is like a peace and quiet kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
the
what
old
I-
people had enough.
I can understand that. In Virginia, women are prohibited from from driving a car on Main Street unless her husband is walking in front of the car waving a red flag. Virginia.
Guys, get out the way. Get out the way. She's coming through.
Woman driver. That's terrible. Do you think that's still a law?
Probably not. It's probably a law. I'm sure it doesn't get enforced. In Washington, a motorist with criminal intentions must stop at the city limits and telephone the chief of police that he is entering the town.
There's no way that's still a thing.
Like, how does this even work?
Imagine how many calls that the chief would get. He'd be up all hours of the day. Someone at 3 a.m. Hello there. Can I please enter Washington? Like, that's just, no, that's doing too much. This one's crazy. In West Virginia, it's legal to eat roadkill.
So is it illegal everywhere else? And only in West Virginia?
I'm not sure, but Virginia requires you to wave a flag when your woman is driving. And West Virginia says that you can eat roadkill. Graham Stephan has nothing in terms of saving money. He says don't go to Starbucks. But never mind that, just eat roadkill.
Roadkill.
It's free.
There you go.
If you can hit it, you can eat it. In Wisconsin, it's against the law for a person to ride a bicycle with their hands off the handlebars. You hooligans, you
no
kids.
showing off.
No.
Get off your bike. Put both hands.
Both hands.
Last but not least, guys, we got Wyoming. You must close a gate that crosses over a road, river, stream, or ditch, or you could get yourself a $750 fine.
That's crazy. That must be like a liability thing.
Yeah, probably.
Either way, I think some of these laws make sense. I think most of them are ridiculous. What do you think?
Right. No, definitely. Some of them, I want to know if they're still being enforced.
Absolutely. And what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. Which one's your favorite law? Which one do you wish you still had? And by the way, guys, if you need any fitment advice, whether it's wheels, tires, lift kits, suspension, anything, we got you here at Audio City USA. Give us a call on the number in the description or go to AudioCityUSA.com where our fitment experts can take care of you. We have over 30 years of experience. We're the leaders in the industry. Don't go anywhere else. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. My name's Andy.
I'm Gio.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.